Hello, good morning, and welcome to another edition of It's a Great Day, Wisconsin. Our guest today will be Dr. Eve Hall of the African American Chamber of Commerce, Milwaukee, and we also have Mayra Medrano and Connie Hillas of the Latino Chamber of Commerce. Last but not least, we have Jamil Ware on today's show on behalf of the AIDS Network. And our special co-host,
Dan Guerra. He's the CEO of Argus, and he will be here with us all day, laughing it up, talking, and we're about to get into a little bit of news bits. So, what you got for us, Kathy?
Well, you know, I got my papers. The Cap Times had announced that Madison is the 8th happiest and healthiest city in America, according to Prevention Magazine.
And that's actually, they did an article last year, and Madison made the list as well, and that's based on people having jobs, not reporting being depressed. So what did they report about us this year?
Wow, well, they're saying Madison ranks the top 10 happiest and healthiest cities in the United States, according to a recent survey by Prevention Magazine. And the site insists it's got numbers to back it up, because to say that, they must think that they're walking around and they do not have the numbers to back it up.
Well, you know, I think you can look a lot of this, you know, anecdotally. You know, my office is downtown, and so I spend a fair amount of time just walking around. You know, there are just a lot of genuinely happy people.
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, that's something that's really great to see. And you think about it, you know, you walk down State Street and you walk down to the Union, and you see just a lot of people really enjoying people's company and having a good time.
Yeah.
You know, and what's not to enjoy about that? But, you know, it's not just about being downtown. We forget that, you know, if you go down to South Madison and you look at the Village on Park campus, people are having a good time there. We've seen a lot of good things happening with Urban League and all the commercial developments going on over there. And if you look at the north side of Madison, where Sherman Avenue and the Mallards play over there, you've got a lot of good, healthy interaction going on there with regional farmers markets. I mean, this just reaffirms everything that's good about Madison and the business climate that we have here. So, I mean, kudos to Madison.
I know, and it even said what gave Madison such a high, happy, healthy quotient was its low crime rates and affordable fresh produce compared to other cities.
Yeah. And they take into consideration, like the jobs, they take into consideration people, when they do the surveys, types of stress that they have. And they also take into activity. And in Madison, we have so many miles of trails. They have so much outdoor activity, as well as when the winter comes, you're still not confined inside, because it's Wisconsin. You got tubing, you got skiing,
you got skiing, you got
awesome
everything.
Area. And last year, USA Today said we're one of the best places in the country to find a job. So.
Yeah, and another thing is that it did discuss community involvement. And that's one of the things you can say about Madison, is that we have a lot of community involvement, don't we?
We have a whole lot of active folks.
Oh, yeah.
And I got to tell you, you look at the number of people that are out there that are serving on nonprofit boards. By the way, the most number of nonprofits per capita in the U.S. right here in Dane County. I mean, we are willing to go out and do stuff here that, frankly, other parts of the country aren't willing to go out and do. You know, and I think that's something that we can all be really proud of, is rolling up our sleeves, getting involved, and making a change.
I think we have each other's back. I know that's my thing. Unity.
You're darn right we do.
Yeah.
Darn right. I'm just saying.
And so also I wanted to discuss about eating healthy. On restaurant news, Heritage Tavern is scheduled to open on August 31st.
Oh, we got to have them in here.
Yeah, let me tell you, it says Dan's Fox's much appreciated rustic fine dining restaurant, Heritage Tavern, is scheduled to open to the public August 31st after 3 nights of friends and family events. And it's the former Madison Club chef is grateful for all the pre-opening buzz. But from what I hear, I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but it's from farm to table, isn't it?
That's what we hear.
Yeah.
And that, you know, really kind of feeds into the last story really nice. That, you know, we've got a lot of these healthy options coming by really some wonderful entrepreneurs who are bringing these new concepts, you know, right to people here in Madison of, you know, fresh, organic, you know, non-commercialized food.
That's coming. Food.
Exactly. Yeah. That is so nice.
And so now we're talking about that we get in these Growing Power market baskets where you get the fresh produce grown right out there, right off of Rim Rock. You can see it is coming from Milwaukee and local growers, and a lot of minority-owned farms. So that's always nice.
Yeah, Haywood Simmons has Fitness Plus workout place where he really works out. I'm sure y'all have heard on Facebook and have seen it everywhere that he blasted me that I'm on this weight loss campaign, and it wasn't as fast and furious as I thought, but now that it's blasted out there, I'm forced to do this, and I want to do it, so just putting it out there. But he does sell, or has, organic, they have organic vegetables there and everything, and you can buy them by the bags there for your family. So you're getting organic, healthy food for your body. You're not getting any pesticides, you're not getting any of that. So, you know, I just want to put a holler out there for Haywood Simmons at Fitness Plus. If you want to go out there and buy some healthy organic food, it's more than what you would get in the regular grocery store, from what I understand.
Yep, and it's the $32 a basket for organics. And and if you just get a regular family of 4, that's $16 a week. And then if you do the organics family for 4, it's $32. Or you can do a half basket, that's $9 a week. And if you think about that, you're getting fresh vegetables from farm to plate right away every week. And it's different varieties, so it's awesome.
Not only is it healthy for your body, though, it's healthy for our regional economy.
That's right.
I mean, you know, we're supporting local businesses, and you know, we've got this wonderful movement right now to do so much on the buy local.
Oh yeah.
And so now we've really found out a very efficient way to bring affordable food to folks, you know, and so you don't have to go shop at Walmart or the other big boys, but you can shop right here in Dane County, support local business owners, and really just help strengthen our local economy. And that is so important. That is so important when we look to provide additional opportunity for young entrepreneurs. You know, we forget about that. And so that really exemplifies all the great things that are going on here in Dane County.
Well, and that goes to what we're doing here on It's a Great Day, Wisconsin. We're here trying to promote, support, and really back up our businesses and our communities in this whole state of Wisconsin.
Exactly.
So that's what it is about. It's about unifying each other and supporting one another and helping each other grow.
I agree.
What did y'all do this weekend? I didn't hear anything.
Well, we went to Milwaukee because, you know, It's a Great Day, Wisconsin is not just confined to Madison.
No.
We went to Milwaukee and went to a comedy cafe, and it's downtown right off Water Street. Awesome place. I laughed so hard. I almost lost my voice yesterday.
That place is great.
So I had to rest
really?
my voice for today because I laughed so hard for so long. It was free admission. It was my friend's birthday. We just had an awesome time. The audience was great. Comedians were great. So I definitely recommend anybody go out there. It's a small business, but it's been there for 2 decades. So
Wow.
So-
What did you do, Dan? You didn't get any fights, did you?
I did not get any fights. I'm sweet and lovable. Fighting is not in my aura.
Yeah,
no,
that's right.
So I was traveling through Wisconsin, and I went through a little town called Osseo, and I found this wonderful pie place called the Norsky Nook.
Oh, we were just talking about
And
losing weight. And you're
Well, yes, I know, but you got to have the pie first.
yeah.
And so we went and had some pies at the Norsky Nook, and I had some really great Swedish meatballs and a bread bowl. It was ridiculously good. And so if you're in Osseo, you should try it.
now, how as far as Osseo from Madison?
About 2 hours.
Hey, for good food though, you would travel for
Now,
good food.
in my defense, to work it off, we ended up going to Devil's Lake.
Okay.
And did a wonderful walk around the lake there and did the trails. And I mean, really, I got to enjoy a good chunk of Wisconsin here of just going outside and enjoying what we've got outside.
That's right.
And going and having some fresh apple pie.
Well, that sounds good. That's a great time. Anytime you're trying some fresh apple pie. I tried. I went to Robert Wynn's Asset Builders. I think you went with me, Andrea.
She did. She had me out there looking. We was looking very fit.
Yes, yes, we did, and it was wonderful. He threw it out there. There was MG&E, there was everybody out there. We had a great time, and they had great guests. So that's something that we need to really support and look at through our youth of today and tomorrow. So if there's anything else that you guys did that you want to highlight, I know I got a little bit of a cold on Friday, and I'm still coming through it.
That's right. She's doing good because I saw her Saturday morning and she was making it right on through Asset. So we definitely got more things coming up for you. Make sure to stay tuned here on It's a Great Day, Wisconsin.
Well, we're back. How are y'all doing? Well, we're together now with Connie and Mayra with the Latino Chamber of Commerce, and of course with my cohort here, Dan Guerra. So, welcome. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
It's really exciting.
Well, let me know. Tell me what's going on with Latino Chamber and how the public and everyone can support you.
Well, we're growing, which is a good thing, right?
Yes.
So, I mean, just to give you a little background, the Chamber started about 10 years ago. I am a board member. I've been a board member since the beginning of the year, and Connie is the office coordinator.
Yeah.
So Connie and I, we try to obviously grow the membership, but because we're growing, we're getting much more intuitive with what we could bring value to our members. Just for what's coming up, we have the Latino Art Fair in celebration of Hispanic Heritage Month in September.
That's nice.
That's going to be at Centro Hispano on September 19th. So that's very,
so everybody
very
needs to go there.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're going to see some unique art, I'm sure.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Local art, too, from local
wow.
artists.
Is that where your office is located?
Yes, we are located inside Centro Hispano.
That sounds like an
nice.
excellent partnership
Yes.
and a really great way to serve the community.
Yes, most definitely. So what other events do you have coming up?
We have one coming up. We were approached by Marketplace. And what we're doing is, well, actually, their approaches because they want to make sure they have awareness of Marketplace. It's happening in October 15 and
I'm sorry,
16.
Connie, what exactly is Marketplace?
Yeah, Marketplace, for what I understand, it's where companies have the ability to find work or contracts with the government. So the idea is you go to this event and then you pretty much get a bid with other companies for the contracts. So the idea of these workshops that we in partnership with the Black Chamber is we're going to work together. We're going to offer this workshop at Urban League. It's going to be September 10th.
Right.
2 o'clock to 5 p.m.
Yep. At Urban League.
At Urban League.
Yes.
And the idea is for contractors who are interested in getting work with the government know what they need, the requirements to do, the work that they need.
Well, this sounds like a really good opportunity to figure out how to reduce the barriers for minority businesses to participate within government contracting.
And to have that face-to-face time, it really shows that they're taking that time and effort with the Black community chamber and the Latino chamber working together.
Yes.
I think that's a very positive event to go to. And is it open to the public for free, or?
It is not for free. There is a charge. However, because we are member, if you as a member of the chamber want to participate, you have a discount. You have a $10 discount if you want to participate on the 16th. So that's a great advantage.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay, and is the event on the 10th free, or is there a charge with that?
No,
as
it is
well?
free.
That's free.
Yes, the event on the 10th is free. The one that is, they have a discount is for actually going into the marketplace.
Oh, okay.
Well, you did say that you were partnering with the Madison Black Chamber of Commerce, and are you going to be supporting them with the event on August 28th at Monona Terrace?
Yes, we are going to be with them. We're going to have a booth with information about the chamber.
Yeah, it's very exciting too, just to have the grand reopening. It's always nice to have a fresh start, a fresh look. So we're very excited.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And I hear Julia, the president,
Yes.
will be speaking at the event as well. So I'm sure you're very proud of her and what
Yes.
she's done with the Chamber of Commerce.
Yes.
She has definitely been an instrumental piece to our growing chamber.
I hear nothing but great things about her and what she's doing for the chamber, and I'm just so proud of you guys.
Thank you.
Of course, my own personal reasons.
Yeah, I know.
But also, go ahead and let me know more about what you're doing as a chamber for your members, or why should people join the chamber, the Latino Chamber of Commerce?
Well, we are promoting and assisting and expanding the interests of the Latino business community. Whether it be if you want to open up a new business and you're looking for a location, or maybe you may just want somebody to look at your business plan, or maybe you want somebody just to kind of review. We want to be that resource to Latino businesses and non-Latino businesses. We're seeing that small businesses that are wanting to do business with Latino-owned entrepreneurs, they want to know, how do we approach, how do we go
Well,
about
that's really
doing that?
interesting. I think a lot of folks that are out in the community wonder that just because it's the Latino chamber, do you have to be Latino to be a member of the Latino chamber?
No, you do not have to be Latino. We are all about economic development, economic growth.
Hey,
So
that's great. That really is.
We really welcome all businesses and we welcome all entrepreneurs.
And so, it occurs to me that one of the challenges that maybe Latino businesses would have and maybe non-Latino businesses would have is this concept of cultural competency and understanding really how to do business.
Right.
And I think that, to some extent you can think about Madison having several different economies, and one might be the Latino economy, where Latino people spend money in Latino businesses, and where white people spend money in white businesses. But how do you facilitate white people spending money in Latino businesses and Latino folks spending money in white, or non-minority businesses?
African American community too. That's just something that's can be divisive, but I'm sure that with everybody coming together.
Right, I was just going to say, I mean, just with all these partnerships that we have with other chambers, it's important to give off that vibe, that welcoming vibe that it's a business opportunity for everybody, and it's whether it be facilitating, workshops like the marketplace, or whether it be, heavy networking events where people can mingle and kind of break down that barrier of the uncomfortable about how do I do business with you, but yet I'm not quite sure culturally how to do business with you.
So I have a question. What are some of the challenges that you're finding in the marketplace, or as it exists with Latino businesses and non-Latino businesses today? And I guess my follow-up with that, what are some of the great successes that you're finding out there?
Both,
well, I think some of the challenges is, well, I would have to say that sometimes people are hesitant. We're a small chamber, but we have a really strong board base. I mean, we have a business owner, we have people from different avenues, different business perspectives. So I would say, if anything, that what might be of a challenge would be just the fact that we're just a small, and people may not probably be uneasy about approaching us. Some of the successes is just kind of seeing our people come to our technical assistance appointment, and then they open doors. They opened a brand new business, and they're successful. We've had a couple members just come in with an idea, and now they're business owners.
You're the corridor, like a threshold for them to develop and be the entrepreneur they're meant to be.
Yes.
That says a lot.
Yes.
Because when someone has a dream and they come to you, they really don't know what to do. And to be able to go somewhere, I mean, the chambers in general are a great place to go, but when you go to the smaller chambers, like the Latino chamber, and someone has an idea, even if they can't speak English very proficiently, they have somewhere to go to develop themselves and be what they want to be. They don't have to be what society dictates them to be.
Correct.
That's perfect. I just love that. So is there anything else, any programs you have coming up for the chamber, or?
Yeah, we have workshop, which is called the importance of managing your daycare or childcare business, and it's coming up September 6th. It's going to be 2 days, September 6th and September 13th, and it's going to be in the evening, and 6 to 8 o'clock. It's going to be at Wibic, which is one of our partners too.
Wow.
And to help this unique businesses, help how you manage your books, how you manage your record keeping, because that's important. At the end, when you're doing your taxes, you need to know, okay, what to keep, what not to keep, and that's the idea.
Connie, you spend a lot of time in the office, kind of.
Yeah, I do.
I imagine a lot of people come into the office. What type of opportunities are folks coming in and talking to you about that they're looking to start and put together? I mean, what are you're on the street, you get to hear all the fun stuff.
The battlefield.
Yeah, a lot of what I'm seeing is a lot of people wanting to open, small, businesses like, cleaning services, cleaning, houses or apartments, or that's people that wanted to get into the restaurant business too. They've been working probably in other restaurants, and they're feeling, okay, I get it. I think I can do it. So, that's the type of, people that are coming
Do you ever see a lot of folks coming in to talk about technology or some of the kind of new knowledge-based economy jobs?
Yeah, some are looking for help in, okay, how can I promote my business? You know, how, you know, to market. Because sometimes people say, okay, how can I do it? So you can have a, you know, marketing plan, but sometimes you need the instruments, you know, the Facebook, you know, the website, but, you know, all that, you know, it costs money. So there, you know, you would try to help them figure out, okay, how to start, you know, and then when they're, you know, on their own, you know, working, and, you know, they have the leverage to you know, to acquire different other venues, then, you know, we say, okay, this is how you can go. Here's a, you know, probably a member of a chamber that can help you, you know, develop that website that you're looking for, that will help you, you know, promote your business, you know, beyond.
One of the things I was going to jump in is that, you know, Connie, I think you're rather new to the chamber, so you talk about on the group. Tell us, what did you think about as you were applying and going through the opportunity to become the coordinator for the Latino Chamber, and how are you really enjoying it today? Is it what you wanted to do?
Like, I'm underwater.
No, I mean, pretty much I was a stay-at-home mom, I would say that. And then Julia actually approached me, you know, to have the opportunity. You say, would you be willing? You said, I'm willing to do anything as long as it's part-time. Because really, for me, my kids, you know, are important. And I want to have the time for them, you know. So I said, as long as it's not going to interrupt my regular, you know, schedule, I'm even willing to do it. So sure, and actually I enjoy, you know, meeting, you know, people like Kathy and people like you know, and it's exciting.
That's really cool. I'm glad that you're, I'm sorry.
No, so we're glad to have her. So I'm glad she said yes.
As a fellow member, I think I'm appreciative to have her as well. So I think it's really great.
Yes. Well, is there any last minute announcements you'd like to make, or something that you'd like to kind of put it out there for the community to know about, to better support
I think
the
they were
Latino
talking
Chamber,
about an event in December.
Oh, that's right.
You just read out mine. I said we have the gala December 6th, and I hope everybody's invited. It's going to be fun. We're hoping to have like 400 people.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
You know, celebrating 10 years.
10 years.
So.
Yeah. Can you believe it's been 10 years?
10 years.
Can you
really old.
Kathy and I were both there at the beginning.
Very true. And maybe we can get a camera out there and film some of the event and air it on our show. That'd be great.
So what's going to be happening at the gala?
Well, there's going to be...
We have a featured country.
Yes, we are. We're featured in Venezuela.
Oh, wow.
Which I would say I'm from Venezuela, so that's going to be, you know, it's an honor, you know, that they chose Venezuela to be the featured country. And we're going to have two keynote speakers. It's going to be...
Are you able to announce them today?
I think we're probably going to hold off.
Yes, so we're going to have two keynote speakers.
See, we were trying to break news here today.
Everybody needs to go to figure out the secret.
Well, we'll be announcing it as the date comes closer. But just some upcoming, you know, Latino Art Fair again, September 19th at Centro Hispano. And then we're launching our Latino Professional Association.
Latino Professional Association. It's October 9th.
Good idea.
I have two more important questions for you. First off, how do I become a member of the chamber?
Oh, yes.
Call me.
And what's the number?
Connie?
It's 608-712-3522.
Great. And do you have a website?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we have a website, which is cámaralatinadecomercio.org.
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll have that up on our credits. So we just thank you for being here.
Thank you for
Mayra and Connie.
Thank you.
Yes, and hopefully we'll have them here many times.
Yes.
I'm just so proud of the Latino Chamber. They're doing such wonderful things. And I hope that you really take them seriously and go check them out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I know they're at Centro Hispano, right off Park Street. Well, we'll be back with you in just a few moments.
Welcome back. It's a great day, Wisconsin, and this is Andrielle, and we also have Kathy back in here with us. Dan, he's been hanging in tight for the whole show, and with us we have our special guest, Dr. Eve Hall from Milwaukee, all the way. She found her way to Fitchburg. I got it. She made it in here with us, and she is the president and CEO of the Milwaukee Greater Area African American Chamber of Commerce. Did I get that correct?
You were pretty close. Greater Milwaukee.
Greater Milwaukee.
Greater Milwaukee area.
Greater Milwaukee area. There we go. Now, tell us a little bit about, well, you made it, so we know you did.
Yes, I did. I now know where Fitchburg is, so this is a wonderful thing.
And so tell us a little bit about the African American Chamber of Commerce.
Well, the African American Chamber of Commerce in the Greater Milwaukee area was founded in 1993. This is actually our 20th year anniversary.
Oh, wow, congratulations.
And so we are excited. And yes, I know, right? And we are still standing and still relevant. I'm proud to be the president and CEO. I actually started last year, April 9th. So I'm new. However, I am a native Milwaukeean. And so I was in D.C. for the last couple of years prior and ended up actually being recruited to come back to my hometown to run the chamber. And we're basically reinventing a chamber that was very significant, but at one point just had some challenges. And so I'm working with our board and our business community and the local community and the city, county, and state, really everyone, in reinventing who we are and just making sure that we're of significance, especially in growing and sustaining businesses owned by African Americans.
Now, I hear that they have, I hear that you have a partnership with the Madison Black Chamber of Commerce as well, and that you're partnering and making the chamber even greater in Milwaukee as well as here. Would you like to kind of discuss that, or?
Sure, Kathy. Funny you would say that, right? But no, it's been a pleasure to meet you, quite frankly, just recently. And I met members of the Madison Black Chamber last year, as a matter of fact, at Marketplace. And so we had a conversation at that time, and actually said, we needed to look at some ways to work together at some point. And so we're now looking at that. I'll be here for your celebration on Wednesday. And, we are major consumers in this state, both on a local level as well as statewide. And so it is critical for us to come together in sustaining businesses and to really highlight the value add that our businesses bring that so often is not highlighted in the news.
Dr. Hall, what kind of challenges or what kind of opportunities are in Milwaukee for minority businesses?
Well, I look at the opportunities right now. So, the opportunities are wide. Milwaukee, as you know, has many development projects going on. We're really growing around the entrepreneurship space. And believe it or not, again, the news does not always show this, but we have some fairly strong African American owned businesses. We have some very talented young African Americans who are entrepreneurs, who are trying to get in the game. And so for us, it's about access and connections, helping our partners, our members have access and connections to what's occurring in the city. It is our responsibility to also create opportunities, which we are doing. About to start a revolving loan fund. We've been working on the development of our revolving loan fund, which will provide some access to capital.
Really that, by the way, is absolutely critical for launching small businesses, is that access to capital.
Definitely.
And it's the #1 issue, as you know.
Well, I give you and your chamber a lot of credit for the leadership that you're taking in establishing such a fund. The #1 challenge, everybody says they've got capital to lend and to borrow, and when it comes down to actually doing it, everybody leaves you. And so the fact that you're doing it and you're able to facilitate that, that is just very excellent.
Well, we're excited, and as you may know, WEDC has been the State Department that's supporting a couple of revolving loan funds, not only for our chamber, but also for the Hispanic Chamber in Milwaukee. The Hmong Chamber and the American Indian Chamber, they've actually had revolving loan funds for the last several years. So we're now a part of the landscape. I know in the earlier portion of your show, WIBIC was announced. We know that WIBIC has been, in the microloan playing field for about 20 years, 25 years. So what's really happening is there's actually a trend nationally in which more and more chambers are becoming involved in becoming microloan funders. So.
And because you have those people, you have all these organizations that are becoming a part of the chambers. So they'll be awesome if they're connected and you can expand their networks
with that.
Right. That's
So,
right.
in addition to just loans, is there an opportunity for businesses or entrepreneurs to receive startup grants? I mean, you know, loans are great, and having access to capital is great. You have to pay that money back at some point. And I think as a former young entrepreneur, you know, the challenge there is, you know, seeing this big number that you've got to pay back. But is there an opportunity to receive grants, or are you looking at programs to make grants to help with business plan development and marketing plan development and get some of those initial costs out of the way?
We've actually had some initial discussions about that. We have. We're not there yet. You know, first we are focusing on the fund aspect, but there are some small initiatives occurring now for entrepreneurs where they're getting $5,000 and $10,000 to help them launch their startups, and they are grants. They're not loans. So, you know, we'll be looking at different ways that we can become part of that landscape. So, as an example, we just moved our office from 62nd and Capitol to the downtown area.
Which is a much better office.
Well, it is in the sense of now we have multiple private space. The initial building was great. I mean, it was donated to us years ago, and it was actually a former Econoprint building. And so, but given the nature of the business, you didn't have private office space within that building. And again, at that time, it was donated. The chamber was still growing. Given the point that we're at now, we needed to have a different setting because of the revolving loan fund and because we're starting a number of new programs. And plus, we want to make sure that we're at the hub of political, economic, and business decisions.
Right downtown.
Exactly. And we're right on the bus line, so we're very, very convenient. We are. And there are, you know, a number of nonprofit organizations, law firms in our building. There's an African American law firm in our building, as a matter of fact. Inroads is there, Public Policy Forum. Okay, so we're in your building.
Very impressive.
So, you know, so it's a really great location. So we're excited.
I just wanted to bring up that people sometimes get confused because in Milwaukee they have the Wisconsin Black Chamber and the African American Black Chamber of Commerce. And I think I would like the public to know why should they join both, or what is the difference, because I think that sometimes can be an issue. And I've heard nothing but great things about both, but Dr. Hall recently has been sharing so many wonderful things, and I just think that if you could let us know about why they should join both, or what makes your organization and what benefits them.
Sure. Well, first of all, we're both organizations that are focused on supporting African American owned businesses. That's number one. A couple of differences, though. They are a 501c6, so they have a very heavy focus on policy, lobbying, etc. We are a 501c3, so we are around advocacy, and we're concerned about policy as well. But of course, as you know, as a 501c3, you're focused more programmatically and on technical assistance. So, but we both do that. But we, we don't have that particular title as far as the 501c6. He is also focused more on a statewide level, and we're really concentrating right now on the greater Milwaukee area, but we're still strategically aligned. And quite frankly, when people make decisions about joining a chamber, whether it's our two chambers or other chambers, you look at what they're offering, and you think about your personal needs as a business owner or as just an interested citizen, and determine which chamber will be best for you. You know, of course, I'm going to promote both. You know, I think you need to be at every chamber because, as I've learned, since being a chamber president was not necessarily on my roadmap. This was something totally unexpected. But I'm so excited about being a part of it because chambers are really critical in the city, and they can be an engine of both economic change and social change, and they have the capacity to really bring a community together across race, industry, So.
Well, that's so important, and that's so important because, as we're emerging from the Great Recession and we're looking to hiring folks, a majority of job growth isn't going to happen from major corporations or Fortune 500 companies,
That's
but
right.
it's going to be happening because of the great work that you're doing and other small chambers are doing in encouraging and promoting small business growth, getting those folks to a position where they can hire other people and really just help our economy. And I think Milwaukee, that's just you are an excellent tool in improving Milwaukee and the state of Wisconsin as a whole. And so we can't thank you enough for that.
And you know what, we're concentrating more heavily this year on, truly being a value add to our members. Because the first year when
Increasing
I took
your value
over,
proposition?
Exactly. What is their ROI?
Well, you're a business owner and you're in a business, and that's exactly what it's about.
I get it. Wait, when I woke up in the middle of the night, I was probably 2 or 3 months into taking this role, and of course, as in many chambers, you're trying to stabilize your finances and rebuild your image, etc. But I woke up in the middle of the night and said, "Oh my God, if I don't really bring this money in, that's the future of our chamber." And while your board is also responsible at the helm, that's you.
Yeah.
And at that point, I really understood. But not only that though, I understood, probably gained the most respect for entrepreneurs, because when you're an entrepreneur, the buck stops with you. And you have to make sure you're getting the contracts, et cetera, and getting that money in to keep your business going. And so all of a sudden I said, that's what we do as a chamber in a sense, because we're constantly having to fundraise to sustain ourselves. But it just helps, I believe, to give me, and I'm sure maybe others, an appreciation for our members. And so that's why, as I say, the second year, this first year we stabilized, we've expanded our board, we've changed locations, we've rebuilt our image. But now, right, and 20 years, and I just have to give heads, a salute to the founders of that chamber in the first place who had that vision. And so, but now it's again, how do we really make sure our small businesses get what they need? Because we know if they are successful, that will really be the cure to the job creation issue and employment.
And I definitely think that is extremely important, and getting those people out there, getting them the access and the information to let them know that you are here for them and you are that resource and you've been here. You're very much a pillar. So how can people get connected with the chamber, and where you have a website? How do they come about knowing about your programs and where you're going, 20 years in?
Okay.
What's next?
Well, first of all, our wonderful website is under construction. So, but that's all right. That's right. And so, but it's okay. You can actually go on the website and you sign in, so we know individuals who are interested in learning more about the chamber.
Yes.
We do have, our phone number is 414-462-9450.
Again, right there.
414-462-9450 is our telephone number, and our website is AACCMKE.org, which stands for African American Chamber of Commerce Milwaukee. And so again, we're under construction, but please still sign in. We're excited as we continue to grow. It's to increase the number of programs. We started a Women in Business series as an example. We're about to have our luncheon on October 3rd, and our guest is actually Robbie Montgomery, the owner of Sweetie Pies. Yes.
I'm gonna go bring some food.
So you have to come. So we were just on the phone with her this morning. So you have to come to Milwaukee. We'll be having it. We're looking at the Women's Club at this point, and so. But we've had 3 different luncheons during my first year, and we've gone everywhere from about 50 to 60 individuals to 140 attendees.
Wow.
142 because we going.
That's right. And we always highlight one of our African American female entrepreneurs as the membership. But again, when you come to our luncheon, cross-race, cross-industry, it's a combination of entrepreneurs as well as corporate and nonprofit leaders. So it's a great connection. And so, that's another piece of work that we're doing.
That sounds great, and I want to encourage everyone out there that it's a great alliance and partnership that the Madison Black Chamber and the African American Chamber of Commerce has. And we encourage those who do business in Milwaukee to join Dr. Eve Hall's organization, the African American Chamber of Commerce in Milwaukee, the Greater Milwaukee. We are the Greater Madison Black Chamber of Commerce. So
join hers.
Join ours.
Okay,
We're both ways. So if you're in Milwaukee and you're
That's
coming
right.
down here, then join ours. And if you are planning on expanding or doing business in Milwaukee, please join Dr. Eve Hall's organization. And we just thank you for coming, Eve.
Oh, thank you for having
Dr.
me.
Hall, I just appreciate you so much. She really went out of her way to join us today.
She did. She came in all the way from Milwaukee. We want to make sure that everybody come out Wednesday to the Black Chamber of Commerce
right.
grand opening here at the Terrace.
August 28th, you'll get to meet her in person.
That's right. You get to meet her. You gotta be. If you're thinking of expanding or you're thinking about opening something down in Milwaukee, she's definitely the person to meet. And we will be back with you with Great Day Wisconsin and our local jobs.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back. It's a Great Day, Wisconsin, and I'm Andrielle, and this is the Job Spotlight. We have 3 amazing companies for you this week with 3 open, available jobs out there for you, job seekers, people willing to transfer jobs, or first-timers. We have Oakwood Village. It's a retirement center right here in Madison. Well, we're in Fitchburg, so we got a Fitchburg one for you. But right here in Madison and in Fitchburg and in your local area, these 3 jobs are accessible to you. In Fitchburg, we have Fiduciary, which is a real estate company. They are hiring a maintenance technician. They're looking for 2 to 20 years worth of experience, but they're willing to train. You only have to have an associate's degree, if not the experience. We also have Oakwood Village, which is a retirement center in Madison area. They're right off of Mineral Point. They're hiring a production 3 cook, and that person is going to not only oversee the cooks in the kitchen, they're also going to work with scheduling and making sure that things are timely and in order for lunch in the cafeteria and outside in the areas that go to the assisted living facilities. And last but not least, we also are giving you information about Hydrite. Hydrite is currently hiring a 2nd shift warehouse representative, and what that person will do is work with stocking and supplying and assisting the supervisor. So right in this area, accessible to you, are 3 awesome new jobs this week with Hydrite, Oakwood Village, and also Fiduciary Real Estate. Now, I just want to let you know, make sure you get out there and apply for these jobs. But we got this awesome, it's a Great Day Wisconsin mug, custom on this side, Great Day Wisconsin. You can advertise, let our friends know out there that you're watching this here in Fitchburg on Fact TV. Get your free mug, apply for a job, and next week you might even qualify for a free gift certificate. Stay tuned, and if you have any jobs you'd like us to feature, make sure to email us at greatdaywisconsin@gmail.com.
Welcome back. It's a Great Day, Wisconsin. This is Andrielle. We got Miss Kathy. You know we got Dan. Dan is still here. And
Dan's favorite
We have
segment.
Ware with us from the AIDS
all the fun
Network.
stuff.
He's going to be discussing with us today the work that he does, community advocate in Madison area, right?
Yes.
Okay. Even though we're in Fitchburg, do they work out here in Fitchburg too?
We actually serve 13 counties.
Oh,
wow.
There we go.
Well, Dane County, we're
Tell us a
here.
little bit about what you do.
So at the AIDS Network, I am a men of color prevention specialist. So my focus is on men of color who have sex with men and making sure that they know the facts about HIV, have access to condoms, testing, needle exchange. Basically, I'm just trying to have an open conversation with men of color about their sex lives and how important it is to stay protected.
It is important. I mean, really, you're taking your life into your own hands every time you're out there socially. How might you want to put that message out there to get people to be a little more cautious or to be tested, or what should they do?
I take a more personal approach to my work. I actually was born HIV positive, so I use my life story a lot when I'm out in the community talking to people. Not only am I a testament to living with HIV and the improvements of the medications, but I'm also a testament to how hard it is to live with HIV. I've lost my entire family to HIV, And I think that I use that not as a tactic to scare people, but to remind them that it is important to get tested and to use protection of any sorts. Because they want to be around for their family. They want to be around for their future. If they have kids, I make sure that they know how important it is to protect themselves when they are engaged in sexual acts, so that they can always be there to raise those children.
Do you find that there's a lot of stigmatism of talking about?
There's a lot of stigma around HIV and AIDS still today in 2013.
Really?
It is very hard to start a conversation about HIV. Usually people, as soon as I mention HIV, people shut down. So that's why I try to just spend a lot of time in the community, making my face visible, making people comfortable with me before I even start to talk to them about HIV.
Well, because they have to have that personal experience with you before they can relieve something so intimate about their families or them.
Right.
Well, I have a family member that died of AIDS, and it was unfortunate, but to be there during the last end stages was horrific.
Yes.
And it was very heart-wrenching. We had to do everything we could just to have him med-flighted back from, he was living in California, to Madison. And it was very difficult, and it's something that I don't think people take as seriously as they should.
Right. I think that people look at HIV as something that's manageable. It's chronic but manageable, so that's why they don't take
like
it serious.
diabetes or heart disease or something like that?
Correct.
Is that, oh, it's just a thing that happens and we don't have to worry about it?
Yes.
How prevalent is it in Madison? I'm sorry.
In Madison, HIV, we actually have the lowest number of HIV in the state of Wisconsin, with Milwaukee having the highest number of infections. But what
do
is...
Do you attribute that to just the open conversation that we have here in Madison? That, I think of Madison as just a place where we were able to have a lot of open conversation about sexuality and whatnot. Is that not true, or?
I think it honestly... I can't answer that question. I can't answer the question about why. I think being a more educated city does definitely help the fact that HIV is so low in here in Madison. But what's one of the more disturbing facts about HIV in Wisconsin are that black men of color who have sex with men make up 8% of the population, but 58% of the new diagnosis each year.
Wow.
So this is those are statistics from 2012.
Wow.
And if we look at it nationally, Black America makes up 12% of the population and about 62% of new HIV infections. So one of the reasons we think that happens, it's not because there's more promiscuous activity going on, but it's because there is a smaller pool of people. And so once you put an infection inside of a small pool of people, it's easier to pass around.
Exactly. And I think the conversation, it's very much still one of those taboo type conversations that people are not having, but there are millions of people, not just in the United States, but worldwide, that have the disease.
That's very true.
And so how do we go about, and what does the AIDS Network do in facilitating those conversations, even from youth, because it has to start there before they participate in sexual acts, and as they're becoming more exposed to those types of situations.
You're saying that abstinence only doesn't work?
And it's not, and it's not just abstinence, because it could be sharing needles. It doesn't have to happen from intercourse.
Right.
And so what does the AIDS Network do, and how can community organizations or churches or schools use you all as a resource to help create those conversations?
Well, I think one of our big things over at the network is that we all have to be open and honest about sex.
Right.
We all have sex,
Right.
so let's not treat it like that's something we don't do.
Nobody told me that.
You know, I grabbed mine out of the jar. No.
If the jar gets lower and lower during the
He brought
session,
condoms with him,
then
and I
we
took
know
mine
where
with
they
me.
went.
Yeah.
I believe in safe
Everywhere
sex.
I go, I take that.
Even people
that
in suits
bucket
have
with me.
sex. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Everywhere I go, I take that condom jar though, because what you said, even people in suits have sex. So to me, I feel like if you look like you're having sex, I'm gonna give you a condom, and that's everybody. So, but things things that the AIDS Network offer, we do free testing for individuals 13 and up.
Wow.
Do they have to have parental
You
consent?
do not have to have parental consent.
Oh, good
Very
idea.
important.
There you go. So don't be afraid to go.
So we do
Everybody can
we do
go.
testing from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day, except for Wednesday. It's 11 a.m. until 6:15 p.m. The AIDS Network also has a needle exchange program. There's a lot of controversy around needle exchange programs. We do not promote the use of drugs, but what we are doing is promoting it's prevention. It's prevention. So if we can prevent someone that is going to use drugs from passing along HIV or hepatitis C, then that's what we're there for.
That's right.
It's really great. I mean,
And
these
we
are all
also-
really
we-
good things.
So how scary is the test? Can you
The
tell
test
us
is
a little
actually
bit?
not that scary. This is my box right here. I am
do the test now?
the
Oh, she
self-proclaimed.
wants to do a test. Stab
Can we
her.
do the test now?
It would have to be confidential. I couldn't test you.
Okay, we're not telling you. Okay,
You're
we're gonna
getting
do those fingerprints.
excited.
I'm like, oh, I got fingerprints.
So I am the self-proclaimed Superman at my job. So the test actually is very simple. We use this lancet here is what this is called. It's a simple poke just like you would do if you were to test your blood sugar.
Yeah. You're going to do it, right?
I'm not gonna prick myself now, but I just want them to see what
Yeah,
what
you
it
can't
looks
even
like.
see the needle. It's,
so
the
that's
needle
it.
only comes out once you
And I'm
press it
scared of
down.
needles.
So it's a
So
little
that's
needle in here
okay.
with a spring, and then it snatches back so that there's no exposure to the person giving it.
And this is the actual test here, so we can take it out.
So we done wrong.
It kind of looks like a pregnancy test, actually. Kind of works the same way,
I don't
too.
have to worry about
That's why you're supposed to use condoms right there.
So we will prick your finger with the lancet. We'll use these little loops to take us just one drop of blood.
Okay.
We put it in the test. What's going to happen here is across from the C is our control line, and it's going to tell us that the test is working. Now, if a line shows up across from the T, that means it's reactive for HIV antibodies.
Wow.
So this test looks for antibodies. If you were to go to the doctors and get your blood drawn, that test is going to actually look for the virus itself. So the tests that we do at the AIDS Network are good for any risk behaviors from 3 months out.
Okay. Okay. So if you've had contact, unprotected contact with a person within 3 months, you should be able to detect if those antibodies are present.
Yes.
Okay.
So our teenagers around Wisconsin, you know, you're always worried about being pregnant and you're always worried about other things. This should be your priority because, you know, there's all about partying in Wisconsin and all that stuff, but you need to take care of your body. And this is one way that we really need to take it serious. It's not just for adults, it's not just for men, it's for our teens too and our youth.
Yeah, one of the
because- go ahead.
fastest growing rates of HIV in the United States right now is between 15 and 29.
Wow.
I mean, that's college age right here. That's
Yes.
what,
High
50%
school,
of Madison.
college.
And we have a commuter population here. You get the students coming in and in rotation. So you definitely got to make sure that if you participate, and I don't want to call it just quote unquote risky behavior, but if you're out there having sexual contact or any drug contact with someone else, you know, just protect yourself.
Well, we just
Come on.
thank you.
Wrap it up.
Yeah, that's right. And that's a good way. Let's wrap it up.
Wrap it up. You can't
Let's
see
wrap
her
it
out-
up.
You see them out there. You're gonna get you some of these.
Let's start stuffing in, and he's going to be loaded. So you guys need to get some of these and wrap it up.
Also, one of the things that I do that I think is a bit different from some of my other colleagues is that I will go to a person's home and test them. So
Wow.
if someone does not feel comfortable coming into our agency, you don't have to. Give out my number. I will come to you whenever way. So if you want to call me, my cell phone number is 608-444-8087. I will do testing. I will also bring you clean needles.
Wow, what a...
Now, Jamil not only came in to educate us, he also came to.
Give us some sweet poetry.
That's right.
And we can't wait to be swooned.
So we're definitely going to lead you all out with awesome performance. But we want to make sure that you tune in with us next week. It's going to be Labor Day. We're not going to be here. We're going to be off location for the first time.
Yes, we're going to film at the Monona Terrace, August 28th, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., which is free to the whole public, so you're more than welcome to join us. Come meet
my co-host here, and come meet me, and probably Dan Guerra, and
Absolutely.
I'll be there.
He will be there as well. So come out and visit us, and you will see it on the Labor Day show, and we will give you all the secrets in Madison and Wisconsin and Illinois. So, and who showed up and who didn't politically. So we will give you the dish.
All right. We appreciate you, and we look forward to seeing you next time on
It's a great day, Wisconsin.
Nice. This is Indigenous Princess. On an unexpected expedition through a valley or plain where everything feels the same, a bright star shone in the morning. A feeling of mourning swept over trekkers with track records of drowning in motion. Others bask in its zeal, feeling, nourishing souls, feeding nature's lust for growth, birthing aromas of lavender and spice, creating a feeling so exotic it's almost erotic standing in this field. An energy welcoming yet complex as its complexion, reds, oranges, yellows, fusing through movement, providing warmth for each day. It's as if a sunrise never existed before now, mirroring a massacre of natives, a breath singing of reservations with little hesitation for the damnation of our nation, a higher energy reborn through its company's synergy, a burning flame of intimacy to be experienced by two entities. Here in the present, the earth delivers a present, a presence, honoring its indigenous princess, a whiff of foreverness, providing youthfulness to all who take the time to stop and adore her serenity. Through meditation, be still in its bliss. With no memory to reminisce, the past is irrelevant. Liberation from expectations and long examinations. Here we found freedom from prisons built by vision of green prisms. Her love is untouchable. Nature's painting of illustrious self-forgiveness offered for those who stayed a witness. I had to stay the witness. I had to stay for forgiveness. I was paralyzed by an indigenous princess luring me into her light. And in the still of it all, I heard the wind whisper. With each coming breeze, her light seeps into me. I become vulnerable, letting go of old songs, learning the song of my own spirit, wallowing underneath the morning sky as the days pass, never being released from her mystique. Like a child, I am learning to speak, continuing on a journey through mountains and fields, learning to feel, watching baggage vanish, making room for the light of the indigenous princess. Thank you.